Welcome to my ultimate guide to an old world Christmas. This look is so traditional and nostalgic and is just steeped in history and tradition. An old world Christmas style is something that takes time to curate, and it's not something you can just go and buy at a big box store. We need to find pieces that are going to tell the story and make us feel like we're truly stepping back in time. So at the heart of that is vintage pieces, and that's where I want to kind of start, just showing you some things to look out for when you're secondhand shopping, whether you are going to a garage sale, an estate sale, an antique store. I gather my things from all over, and so I want to show you some things that I've kind of gathered to help you to kind of keep an eye out for, and then show you how I've styled them previously in my own home. I'd say the very first thing that is so easy to get a hold of are brass candlesticks. I have them in lots of shapes and sizes. I have them everywhere, all over my house during Christmas. I love to line them up on a windowsill and have them alternating sizes. Tying ribbons on them is a perfect way to give them a Christmassy touch. I have used just ivory tapers in them, or even green. I feel like this is just one of those foundational pieces. I also love to burn my tapers for a while. If you're not gonna burn them just throughout the season, and you want them kind of just placed for looks, just get them nice and drippy and then style them. You can also get electric candle tapers, which I have done, and those work well also if you want the glow from them. Obviously, they don't look quite as realistic. I personally, I like to burn them, but I also just like the look of a drippy candle taper. You can also do candelabras. I have several of these. Right now I have black drippy candles, but yeah, you can see. If you can find candlesticks that have the drip pan, those I feel like are so Christmassy. I find them at garage sales, thrifting, everywhere. I feel like they're very easy to get your hands on candlesticks. Those would be my number one thing to search for vintage-wise. The next thing that I think is really important for this look are old books. So I find these a lot of times at garage sales and estate sales, and I don't typically buy these at the antique stores. They tend to be marked up a little bit higher. I've had my best luck getting them at garage sales. Now, really pretty vintage ones like these, I purchased from an estate sale, and they were a bit pricier, but they were totally worth it because they are really, really nice. I also have lots of encyclopedia sets. Now, you can get these really inexpensively if you can find somebody who's just trying to get rid of them, but then you get tons of books, and a lot of times they're really pretty. I will use these to stack up and give height to a vignette. I think old books definitely are something that will take you back in time. Another thing to look out for is silver. I love patinaed silver personally, but you can polish it as well. I like to get the silver trays and use those as chargers. You guys have seen me do it time and time again if you've been watching for a while. But another thing that I love to gather for Christmas decor specifically are these little goblets or trophies even, and you can put little tiny Christmas trees in them, and that looks really cute, and these are really easy to come across. I also think old clocks. If you can find old clocks, I love decorating with these for the holidays. I actually love them for Halloween as well, but if you can find really pretty ones like this, I think these are perfect mixed in with your Christmas decor. before I share with you kind of a look around my home styled with some of these things, vintage glassware and dishware are another great thing to keep an eye out for when you are secondhand shopping. So I love these Anger Hawking Wexford glasses. These are totally safe to drink out of, and they give such a pretty vintage touch to any tablescape that you do. So I love those. And then as far as dishware goes, these are just a couple of like small plates that I have, but I love transferware. So if you can find any transferware, it's so pretty and makes such a beautiful like traditional tablescape. You can find transferware in all different colors. They have red, green, so many beautiful vintage dishes. Now, something to be mindful of is that some vintage dishes do contain lead and therefore are not considered safe to eat off of anymore. So doesn't mean don't buy it. I think they look beautiful styled in a china cabinet or hanging up on your wall, but that's something to kind of keep an eye out for. You want to make sure that if you're serving guests, you are doing so in a safe way. If you really want some beautiful dishes that have like a vintage feel to them for the holidays, you can find some that are new, that are made to look old, like these ones specifically from Zara Home, I believe. I will link these down below for you. I've also found some on Amazon, and these can help kind of drive home that vintage look, but you know that they are completely safe to eat off of. So you could do kind of a mix of old and new things to give that vintage look. For Christmas specific decor, if there's only one thing that you can invest in every year, I recommend getting nice garland. Now, what I have done in the past is pick 1 or 2 garlands every year to invest in. That way, over time, I have a really great collection of nice garland. It's come such a long way from like 10 years ago. I personally love the Norfolk pine garlands, which you can see behind me, and they also have PIX. These look so realistic and they have this beautiful like drapey silhouette. I find that the best pricing that I've found on these is through Kirkland's. So that's kind of where I go and I grab a couple of those every year. I also love cedar garlands. They're very full. They also kind of have like a drapey effect to them. It's just a bit different of a profile than these. And you can mix your greenery together to give a really textured look. But that would be my advice if you are looking to kind of just start your Christmas decor collection. Nice garlands are really going to take you far. When it comes to styling garlands, over doorways, over windows, obviously the mantle is a great place to adorn with just tons of greenery. A lot of times I will also buy 1 strand of fresh garland every year at least, and I will take a bit of the greenery out and put little sprigs just throughout little vignettes around the house. And that's a really easy way just to add a little Christmas touch to any vignette. So our greenery is a top contender of things that you need, and then ribbon. I think, you know, like I said earlier, just adding a ribbon to a candlestick makes this feel a little bit more Christmassy. I love velvet for an old world Christmas, and I personally love to stick with traditional colors, but just do them either in a really deep tone or more of a muted tone. So I like to do olive, like deep olive greens or like deep burgundy reds. Your tree is the centerpiece to your Christmas decor. So for me personally, when it comes to an old world Christmas, I really like to use natural elements on my tree. I'm using branches, I'm using berry picks, pine cones, things that you would find out foraging and then dress your tree in. That's kind of the basis for how I create some texture in my tree. And then I go in with my ornaments that are all kind of in that same deep traditional color scheme. And then ribbons. Let's put the ribbons on the tree as well. Just tying them on the ends of the branches is so elegant and so pretty and just feels very classic and traditional. I like to find ornaments when I'm out antiquing and thrifting as well, and just finding like those little special ornaments every year and adding those in is also a great way to, you know, create that like curated old world Christmas feel. If you love having your family ornaments on your main tree, I'm all for it. I think it's really important to keep that sentiment around the holidays. Personally, in our house, we have lots of trees that we do throughout the home. And so in our playroom and then also in my son's room, that's usually where we do our like family ornaments. And we do like all the colored lights. So we have kind of a mix of both looks throughout our spaces. And lastly, what you need for your tree are these little clip-on candles. These are a safe way to give that Victorian era candle look. Obviously, this is how they used to light their trees before modern day light strands, and they would actually light them and they'd be on fire. So nowadays we have these electric ones that we can clip on. These are a great option to get that Victorian glow in a safe way. I want to share with you some of my previous trees to give you kind of an idea of what I have done in the past. One of the most enjoyable parts of the season for me is the crafting, the creating things with my hands, making my own ornaments, pouring my own holiday scented candles, or hand making some kind of gift to give to someone else. It's those sentimental things that mean so much more, and all of those handmade ornaments are the ones that I reach for year after year because they have meaning to them, and I have like fond memories of creating them. Some of my favorite projects have been my faux amber ornaments and the baking soda finished ornaments. They have this beautiful like matte color and texture to them, and you can do them in any color you want. So I love being able to customize my ornaments and my decor. I also love to pour holiday scented candle wax into antique vessels. So this is a really fun activity that you can do every single year. Go out antiquing, find some different candle vessels. You want to make sure that you don't see any cracks in the glass and that the glass is thick. I find this to be one of the most enjoyable and relaxing activities to do throughout the season. And then you have a beautiful candle to put within your decor and enjoy all season long. And then handmade gifts as well, or personalized gifts. There's such a heartfelt enjoyment that goes into the making of it, but then also knowing that it's going to be such a sentimental gift and mean so much more to the receiver than anything you could have bought at a store. I find those to be really enjoyable moments of the season. I hope that today's video has helped you gather a bit of inspiration for things to look out for when you are antiquing and creating your own old world Christmas. If you'd like to see a step-by-step process of any of the decorating or the DIYs, I will have the full videos linked down below for you. I have a ton of new Christmas content coming, so be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon in a brand new video.